can feel your vibration. I can feel your vibration. Hi, it's me. It's me. Do you know who I am? Well, if you don't, my name is Yi Yi. I am starting this podcast because I honestly don't have anything else to do. No, I'm just kidding. I have a lot of things to do. I'm very busy, very blessed to have a career in doing nothing. But no, I'm starting this podcast because I have nowhere to actually, or no one and nowhere. I have no one and nowhere. Period. That's just why I'm starting it. I'm really starting this podcast because I want to talk about certain things that I don't really get a chance to on other platforms or with the people in my life, because some of the people in my life are our relationship is not about, we don't talk about certain things, right? Not everybody's interested in what I'm interested, so that's just not how life is. So yeah, I just want somewhere where I can express myself and hopefully just get it off my chest, and maybe that will help my psychotic breakdowns. I don't know. Let's see what this does for my mental health. Okay. So this podcast, I guess I'm gonna call it Vibrations. And I wanted to call it Vibrations because, well, at first I wanted to call it Vibe Check, which is already taken. I thought it was a brilliant idea. I was so convinced that I was original and unique. And then I found out that I'm not that unique or original because it's already taken. So I am now calling it Vibrations, and that's already taken as well. So I'm naming it Vibrations with two S's because that's so much more original. Um, and so I wanted to name it Vibrations because it goes with sort of like the frequency of like where we're at. Like when you meet somebody, you sort of meet them at a certain frequency. You have this vibe between you guys. You have a vibe that you both can feel. It's a vibe. Like when people say it's a vibe, it's a vibe. That's why we use that vocabulary, right? That's why we use that word. So it's sort of a play on that. But I do want to take this podcast. Well, I'm starting it just as just me ranting, pretty much, and I don't want to edit it. So this is gonna be unedited. It's just gonna go. It's gonna be, what do they call it? Like a conscious. It's gonna be free flowing. So bear with the free flowing because maybe some of you don't like that sort of content, but that's what I'm gonna do. So if you don't want to listen, then don't listen. Um, I definitely want to develop this later into more of a, well, my whole vision for it is for it to obviously have some more listeners and hopefully get to know you guys, hopefully get to know the people that are listening, and that way we can have conversations because I love meeting new people. I love having conversations about just random things, just having fun, and also, more serious things like politics, religion, drag race. That's very serious. So, yeah, I just want to sort of dive into every single topic. Um, and I guess just to tell you more about myself, because I've been making videos for maybe, oh my gosh, I don't know, probably maybe 3-4 years already on YouTube. And it's been, I've taken breaks here and there, mostly there, because it's been a long time. But I focused on RuPaul's Drag Race. If you guys watch that show, RuPaul's Drag Race was a big, well, it was like a way for me to get into content creating other than music, because I was doing music before. I was posting music on SoundCloud, and then I just sort of kind of wanted to develop as an artist, I guess, and I just wanted to do something else than music. So I ventured into making videos, and I didn't know what to do. So I just relied on something that I watched a lot and I had knowledge of. So I was like, okay, easy. Like, why don't I just use YouTube to, or why don't I make use of all this knowledge, this unuseful knowledge that I have on Drag Race, and use it to make content? So I did. And so that's where I started with that. And that, it didn't really, I mean, it, for me, like at that time, it was, I guess it was exposure that I didn't have before. I mean, obviously it didn't blow up or anything, but it did what it did, right? Um, and and I'm happy with it. I'm happy with how I started, but well, I just want to I just want to venture out into other things. I don't want to rely on RuPaul's Drag Race, even though I do drag, and that's a big topic within drag queens. The drag queen fandom is RuPaul's Drag Race, but I don't want to rely on that forever. So I know this is very long, but that's why I want to venture out. So yeah, let me tell you a little bit about myself that I haven't already shared. Well, I haven't really shared much on my channel because, like I said, it was all specific content. But I do drag sometimes. Sometimes I do drag, and I will. I guess that's an honest description of what I do. Just sometimes, because I only do it when I feel like it, and usually it's online, and I'll just take a couple photos and post them, and that's pretty much it. But I do like doing it, and I want to do it as a, well, I want to actually like perform, which I have before, but I just want to get back into it. So I do drag. I mostly sing live. If I'm performing, I'm singing live, and I I'm a singer songwriter. I've been doing that from the beginning, since I was like 19. I started writing music. What else? And I'm from Texas. Well, I live in Texas. I've been here for 15 years. 15? No. Wait, hold up. Let me do the math a little. Probably like 18 years. Yeah, almost 20. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So I'm from Texas, but I was born and raised in Compton, California. So yeah, that's, oh my gosh, 20 years almost. Okay. It'll be 20 years next year. So I consider myself a Texan now. And yeah, I think that's pretty much the basics. We'll talk about more stuff as the podcast progresses and I record more episodes. But that's pretty much the basic knowledge. That's my basic. I'm just basic, pretty much. That's what I'm saying. I'm basic. So I don't know. I don't really have a topic for today. I sort of do, but I don't. So I want these podcasts to kind of be, like I said, free flowing and just rant or just go off on whatever I want to. But, I was watching. Well, let me tell you something about why. Well, I don't know. Where should I start? I guess I'll start by saying, I've been doing RuPaul's Drag Race content, but now I don't know if I'm taking a break or if I'm quitting doing that kind of content, because I've stopped watching the show. And I guess this is the topic for today, right? We'll talk about this. I stopped watching it this year after I've watched a lot of the seasons, a lot of the different franchises. So I stopped watching it during UK season 6, which is the current season, I believe, that it just aired. I didn't even finish the whole season. I thought it was good. I was into it, but not that into it. I think it was just so formulaic, and I knew what was gonna happen. I mean, I knew the I don't even know if this person won, but I think Kyron, is it Kyron Thrax or something like that? I believe he won. I'm not sure, but that's what the edit was leading me to believe. So I could be wrong, but There you go. It just seemed like it was very, like it was, like I knew where it was going. Anyways, so after that, I was just kind of like reflecting on why am I watching this? It's taken forever. And honestly, the way they edit the show, I know a lot of fans want to have like an hour and 30 minutes of this show. And I think that's too much for Drag Race. I think honestly that's too much. If we look back at the golden era, which a lot of people consider season 2 to 4 or season 1 to not to 4, season 2 to 6, maybe 7, maybe season 7 as well. But they consider that to be like the top era of Drag Race, where it was at its peak. Not as in ratings, but as in the production, the entertainment. And if we look at those seasons, they were an hour long. They were not even, with the commercials, they were probably less than an hour. And so I think they should go back to that. Honestly, we don't need more content that is just irrelevant to the story. Like, if we look back at season 15, was it 15? Which one was it? I don't know. I remember either 15, I think it was 15, where they cut the episodes down to an hour because of MTV having to air another show. I forgot, something like that. But then they aired the season fully, in its full form, in its full 90 minutes on Paramount. And there was really nothing that you could say that was on the longer version that you could say that really changed the whole narrative and the whole experience of watching that season. There's nothing. And I didn't see anything online where, I mean, people pointed some stuff out that was like, oh, that's cool to see that. But did you really need to see it? No, we didn't. There's nothing in it that didn't make the edit that was that valuable. So it didn't really add much to the story. So that's why I wanted to be in an hour. And maybe I'm on my own, but that's what I'm sticking to it. And that's part of the reason why I stopped watching, because they're just getting too long and too what's it called when manipulated, I guess. I don't know. Very like, you can see, what's that word, you can just see what's coming. Like, that's just what it's become. So unfortunately, that is where I'm at, or fortunately, I don't know. But I'm not watching Drag Race this season 17. I'm not watching. I haven't even looked at who's on. I don't know the names of the queens. I don't know. I just don't know anything about them. So we'll see. I don't know if I'll go back and watch it. Maybe I'll go back once it's finished and binge watch it. I'm not sure. But for now, I'm done. And it's also like, for me, I don't know if drag to me has become, I don't mind it getting mainstream. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think mainstream, like drag queens and mainstream, is a bad thing. I do think it does lose some of the edge and some of the roots from where it started and why it started. And I don't think drag queens were supposed to be, these characters that you put on screen to sell your shit, just to sell your products. And that's what drag has become. Drag was an art form that was counterculture. It was poking fun of the mainstream culture. It was irreverent. I'm sure there was other types of drag that weren't encompassing that, but they were encompassing. Am I doing that? I don't know. They did have at least one or two of those elements. So I think now it's become more of a, I mean, I guess, I don't know, like it's become more of just mascots that sell your product. And that's, if you look at the the queens of the let's say, well, like the most popular queens online, right? Like Trixie or Plastic Tiara. Who else? I don't know who else is very popular online, but maybe like Monet. These queens. A lot of the queens, if you look at their Instagram feeds, they'll have product placements. They'll endorse certain products. So it's sort of like what's become of the YouTube community, like where now they're influencing people to buy products. That's what drag queens have become. Um, and now that it's become mainstream to be like, that's like sort of the what's it called, the goal, that's sort of the archetype now. Like a drag queen is supposed to be this and this. You're supposed to like have a brand and sell these things and collaborate with other brands and sell their stuff. And it's just become so, to me, it's just become such a joke. It's become like they've taken the art out of drag. And that's fine if people want that, right? If people want to buy it, great, go for it. But I don't think that's as interesting. I think it's negatively affecting the art of drag, because it's taking that sort of the original intention of doing drag, which was, like I said, it was counterculture. It was more of a way to combat the mainstream narratives. It was just self-expression. It was sort of these people that were ostracized, and they sort of created this art form to poke fun of the people that were ostracizing them. So yeah, I don't think drag is that interesting anymore. And the drag queens on RuPaul's Drag Race, they reflect what it's become. It's become such, like I said, like it's just become like mascots. They've become mascots. And there just hasn't been a queen. Um, no, there hasn't been a queen in a long time that has really challenged that. And if anything, they conform to it. They conform to that archetype, and they want to be that. They want to be that mascot, influencing mascot. Excuse me. And it's not interesting to watch. It's not interesting. It's just not. It's not interesting. I don't think they become a mouthpiece of companies of just making money and selling you whatever it is they're selling you. They probably don't even, like most people that sell you products, they probably don't even use the products. So it's a whole thing that it's just not interesting to watch. To it's not interesting to make a whole show out of, when all these drag queens are just trying to be this mascot for a company. So I don't know. I could be wrong that most drag queens are like that, because obviously Drag Race, it's only a couple queens have been on there, and most drag queens have not been on there. So, but I've gone to shows. Obviously, I've gone to drag shows in person, and there's not that really. I don't know. I guess there is more of a, in the live show that if you go to a local drag bar, there's more of a sense of like, this is we're doing something that is underground, that's not seen as acceptable or as popular in the mainstream. There's more risk, I guess. There are performances that are more risque, and it's not trying to sell you something. It's just, artists doing, creating something on stage. And I think there's more of that, honestly. I can say that there's more of that in person, like if you go see a show, but on TV, it's obviously a whole other thing. And also, like, why are we trying to sell drag as a family friendly thing. Like, why? I don't know. That seems so weird to me. It just seems so out of like the, I don't know, like it, to me it's just weird because like I said, like this art form was created in an adult setting. It was on clubs, and with with that in mind, right? That we're gonna talk about adult topics. We're gonna make fun of things that are more explicit. We're going to um, be risky and sometimes dirty, and I think drag inherently does have a sexual nature. I think that's how it was developed, and I think it's a queer art form, right? It's that's the roots. That's where it comes from, and I don't think taking that. I don't think you can be an actual drag queen and be family friendly. I don't know. I don't think so. I think we have to define drag. Like, what is a drag queen? Because nowadays people say like drag is everything. Drag is just what that RuPaul saying, you're born naked and the rest is drag. That's that's something that people actually believe. And once you break it down, it's kind of like, well, you know what? We actually have to define what drag is. We do. We have to define what drag is, because then everything is just drag. Like going out in public is drag. Is that actually drag? Like, do you guys think that's actually drag? Let me know. Because I don't think so. I think we do have to have an actual definition. And it can't be, sorry, it just can't. It can't be that you putting on your 9 to 5 outfit, you're just going out, whatever, your outfit for the day, that's not drag. I'm sorry. Like, you're born naked and the rest is drag. It's not. You're not. It's a lie. And I don't mean to come for, I'm not saying this to come for RuPaul or whatever, but it's just not. Think about it. Like, it's not. Like, we have to define drag. Like, sorry, but you're not doing drag just because you're wearing your Fashion Nova outfit. It's not. I think if we're gonna define it, I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna define it fully here, but I think it does have to do with poking fun, maybe like being irreverent. Maybe also there has to be some sexual. It's a sexually driven art form. It just is. For all of you that are saying that it's not, it is. Like, if you look at most drag queens, there are some sexual jokes, sexual innuendos, whatever the case may be. It's sexual in nature. It just is. Let's stop pretending that it's not. Let's just be realistic. It is. It's sexually charged. Some people, they implement that more, and some people who do drag, they don't, right? And also, we have to talk about, are women drag queens? Are they drag queens? Are they, because they dress up? Let's say Michelle Visage, right? Let's take her for example. I know RuPaul likes to say that she is a drag queen, that she does drag herself. I don't think, I honestly, personally don't think, and you can come for me, I don't care. I'll just tell you this right now. I don't care about your opinions. You can sound off, but please be respectful. I don't care about for attacks. I'm not trying to attack anybody. That's not my intention. I'm trying to have a conversation. And these are my opinions. If you don't like them, stop listening. I will say that I don't think a woman, and also here, I do believe women are women. We're gonna get into a whole lot. But okay, women are women, right? That's gonna be a whole nother topic probably, but okay. So I don't know, and I'm not gonna say cis because I don't use that word. I don't think women want to be referred to as cis. That's really degrading, I think, and kind of offensive. So I'm not doing that. So women, I don't know if they can do drag. I don't know. I think they can. Okay, now I'm thinking about it. I think they can, but they have to do some type of drag that is not fully feminine. It has to be some kind of fantasy. It can't just be you putting up a push-up bra and heels or higher heels. I'm sorry, it just can't. That to me is not drag. If you're doing drag, we're gonna call it. We're gonna have to see some kind of other fantasy look, because people that want to say that, oh, well, I'm in drag and they're just wearing, a lot of makeup and higher heels, if women want to say that they're in drag, you're not. And that's the thing. That's also with men. If men want to say, look, I've put on makeup and I have, there's men that wear makeup on their day to day and they wear heels. That's not drag. It's not. So I think it has to be specific and we have to define it. And I don't know if you guys have a better definition for drag, then then let me know. Put it in the comments because I want to know. I want to see how you guys define drag. Um, and yeah, I think I'll leave it there. I don't think I have much to add. I know there's a lot of other stuff that we can go into, but I want to keep these episodes around 30 minutes. So I think I'm going to end it there. Well, yeah, I guess I don't know how to end it. I mean, I guess this is it. Thank you for listening. If you're listening, like I said, this is a we're here to just speak our minds and speak freely. I'm not into censoring. I'm not into what we're not gonna do is we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it based on reality. And and if you have other questions, you can send me your questions and I'll answer them, because like I said, this topic, I guess it brought up a lot of questions that you might have. Um, Also, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on all my social media. Hopefully, it's linked down below. And I want to say Happy New Year because I am recording this on the 31st of 2024, 31st of December 2024. So, Happy New Year. I will see you in the new year for the next episode. And bye. Love y'all.